One of the questions most people ask is after studying food science and technology, like they want to know what opportunities are there for them. They believe that the opportunities are limited. So that is what we'll be talking about today. Hi, I'm Karis, and welcome back to another episode of the Food Science and Technology series. Today, I'll be talking about the career opportunities as well as talking about the courses that you'll be taking during your undergraduate journey at the university. So food science and technology, depending on the university or the school that you go to, it is undergone for like 4 to 5 years. So there are some schools that take it for like 4 years, and there are some schools like my school FUTA, we do the course for 5 years. The course is studied for 5 years. So yeah, some of the courses that you'll be taking when you resume as a fresher, like 100 level to 200 level, there are basic introductions to, and then you are literally borrowing courses across all departments. Like we're taking use of English, general mathematics, introductory to mathematics, we're taking general physics and practicals, mechanical engineering, and so on. So like from 200 level, they will start introducing you to food science and technology. Then you take physical and colloidal properties of food. When you hear all those ones, then you'll be doing rheological factors and properties of food and all those things. You'll be wondering that, wait, what was all of this? I remember my first class when my supervisor, it was my supervisor during my final year project, and then when he first came to class and I was like, they're doing the colloidal properties, and then he started with rheological properties of food. I first looked like, what are we in? So I thought this is so anyways, there's that. Then when you enter 300 level, that's like the main deal. You start doing food microbiology. You do general microbiology first, then you do food chemistry, you do food engineering. There's food engineering process 1, there's 2, and then there are practicals too. You do food machinery, 400 level, 500 level, you do principles of quality assurance, food standard and laws. There you learn about the food standards that we have, how it is guiding and the guiding body. You learn about codex alimentarius. Codex alimentarius. It's one of the food law, blah blah blah, like that. So anyways, you also learn about food process engineering, you learn about post-harvest loss and storage technology, you learn about milk and dairy technology, you learn about oil seed processing and utilization, learn about a lot of things. Then you do a lot of practicals and report writing, and trust me, it is not going to be easy, but it is actually going to be easy as well if you have interest and you enjoy practicals. Because at a point during your course of study, like you would develop this passion for it, and then when you go for industrial visits, so there's a part, it's also part of the curriculum, you go for industrial visits where you visit companies and then you see how it is done in there. So like it would make you see the world of food science and technology. Then you begin to put together all that you've been learning in the classroom and what you are seeing practically, like you put it together and then it makes a lot of sense to you. So I feel that's about the courses. You can check online or check your school website to check more about courses that you'll be taking per level, right? So now back to the main course of today. It is about career opportunities. So the career opportunities as a food science and technologist, one of the areas that you can work is the food production industry. So most food science and technologists, they can work in industries involved in packaged food, beverages, dairy, snacks, and trust me, like professionals, all those daily food that we consume every day, they need professionals that can ensure safety and quality is maintained on all those food that we consume. So all these our snacks that we eat, all these packaged food that we get from the supermarket, trust me, there are professionals behind the scene working to ensure that they meet the standard and the safety for proper consumption, so that human beings are not affected, because a little mistake, it can cause a outbreak, it can cause loss even to the company, and it can even destroy or damage the company's reputation if it is that bad. So yeah, the people put in place to ensure and avoid all those complications. So another field where food science and technologies can work is in the research and development. So food scientists, they work in research and development so that they can either create new food or even improve on the existing ones. So that's to say that food scientists are innovators as well. So yeah, another line of study is they work in regulatory and compliance bodies. Like they work with organizations or agencies like NAFDAC, SON, and public sectors. Those sectors, they actually need professionals to ensure safety too, and ensure that safety are met in all those organizations. Like, you know, NAFDAC, for example, they visit companies, they also like check, and even SON, they check products. Whenever you want to start a business, you have to register under NAFDAC. They need to ensure that that product meets standard. There's always a particular standard for each product. Say oil now, they have the standard of what they are checking. Say it is vitamin, they want to check there's a level that that vitamin must be in that oil. Say it is, what are they calling it? It is fat. There's an amount or percentage that it has to be for them to accept that, okay, with this thing, it can be consumed. So that is what they do. And one other field that food science and technologies can work is as a quality control and quality assurance personnel. This is one of the most common like field or parts that people really know in the line of food science and technology. So like in that part, food scientists and technologists, they are responsible to ensure that products meet standard before they get to consumers. So that is basically it. It is a career path that I am interested in, and yeah, hopefully one day I'll get there or even higher than that. Anyways, that's that. So there's that. Then there's one more part for food science and technology. What you can also do as a food science and technology, you can be an entrepreneur. So like food science and technology does not just dwell on these classroom skills alone. It also helps you build skills to be a business owner. You can also create other food chain, be a company yourself. So that is the skills that food science and technology would imbibe in you. And then yeah, that is that about and also lastly, food science and technology is not just limited to Nigeria alone. All of these skills, all of these jobs, they apply even overseas, because they also want to ensure that food meets the quality and standard that it should be. So yeah, it is not just limited to Nigeria alone, it is also home and abroad. So that being said, this brings me to the end of the food science and technology series. I hope somebody is happy to hear that. And before I go, I'm going to talk about one more disclaimer. So for my last video, yeah, like I remember that I was talking about something that I'm envious of medical students because of the field they are. So I want to correct something. I think I did justice, but yeah, I'm saying it again so that probably you didn't listen then, so you'd listen now. So we all cannot be doctors. Me saying I'm envious of them doesn't mean that I'm trying to discourage you from seeking the path of food science and technology. No, I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just talking based on my own reality and life challenges right now. And yeah, like just trying to help you make pre-informed decisions, and just so you know what you are putting your leg into, and yeah, you're not confused. So all of us cannot be doctors, all of us cannot be engineers, all of us cannot be medical students, right? So if we are all doctors, like what's the fun in the world? You get? So yeah, we all have to seek what we like, but if you are seeking what you like, please do so well that you know this is what you're putting your leg into, and yeah, you have alternative. So after all of these courses are being done and like you've undergone all your trainings, it is not just left out, okay, you went to school and everything, you would also need to continue being skillful. Like, you need to network, you need to go for internship, you need to be exposed, because it's the exposure that will make you see fields that even exist in the food company, in the food chain. Yeah, there are other fields that exist there. Even the food supply chain is also there. So there are many numerous fields. Some people, they end up studying food science and technology, and they later they take another part into nutrition and dietetics. So that's another pathway, so that I did not mention. But yeah, that is another pathway, because even while you are studying your undergraduate courses, there's a course that you'd also take, principles of human nutrition. So that is part of it. So if you okay, so then you need to network, you need to continue learning. Like, you need to continue your learning just to become a pro, because learning never stops. So that is how you be a great food scientist. And yeah, I believe that this is all you need to know, because this has come to an end already. So if you feel that you are still lost and you want to ask other questions that you have, you can leave it in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. And yeah, feel free, and also be encouraged. Yeah, you are really going to love food science and technology. And don't worry, maybe one day I would also be here to tell you a day in the life of a food scientist. So you could look forward to that. And yeah, so I'll see you in my next video.